First of all, what accounts for the sudden change in sentiment for Boeing?
Really, when it started was the November 1st Analyst Day, when Boeing set out a target of $10 billion of free cash flow from in 2025, 2026 time period. So that really went from zero to hero with the $10 billion target, making Boeing look extremely cheap compared to other industrial stocks and other aerospace stocks, if they could get anywhere close to that. So to put some framework on it, the biggest driver of that $10 billion of free cash flow is going to get to the Maxes off the ground, those 737 Maxes that they have, which they're producing and shipping at about a rate of 25 per month right now. The target is to get to 50 by 2025, so a doubling. So that's why Boeing's attractive right now. And their free cash flow per aircraft, we estimate, is around $10 million. That's a very low estimate given the issues they've had with that aircraft.
So strong free cash flow, solid fundamentals at a time when people are nervous about the macro outlook. What do you say about the big recession debate as we head into next year? I mean, it's all well and good for Boeing, but if the economy takes a turn for the worse, then what?
I don't think it'll matter much. Air traffic is still 25% below 2019 levels overall. That's really being dragged down by China, which is 70% below 2019 levels still. So any signs of a reopening, we think, will drag Boeing up even further. Our forecast is for 4% air traffic growth over the next 3 years. That compares to 6% over the last decade. We think air traffic is a 2 to 3 times GDP play, and therefore airlines will need that sort of lift. So they'll need from 25 per month today of Maxes being produced, and that's mostly for domestic traffic, to 50 per month. So our air forecast traffic predicts that we're going to need a doubling of new deliveries over the next 3 to 4 years.
But Sheila,
and it's not a matter of if the demand will be there, but if production could sustain that. Sorry.
Sheila, how exposed is Boeing to a shift in sentiment on aviation? I mean, people have been talking so much about revenge travel. People just want to get out there. And so there has been that. But what happens if that shifts as perhaps the consumer gets tapped out, as we were talking about at the beginning of the show, could happen heading into 23? Does the valuation perhaps take a hit?
There's certain sensitivities. So in terms of our 4% air traffic forecast, we assume if the consumer slows down a little bit, let's say it's 3%, that would be a 3 per month hit to Boeing's aircraft production off of a base of 50. So very minimal. There's only been 4 years in the last 40 years where air traffic has actually declined. So a 3% estimate is essentially a recession for air traffic. So we think the 4% is rather subtle growth actually for the aerospace industry. We've taken a point off for China not coming back as strongly and another point off for some Zoom replacement. So we've already accounted for that in our view in our forecast. So it's more about the production rates getting up there. And Airbus announced just 2 hours ago that they're cutting their forecast for the year, not because of demand, but they can't get the planes out the door quickly enough.
Right. Well, we'll see if that thesis flies. Sheila Kahyaoglu, thank you.